I am actually going to do this. I'm Jillian. And yeah, I tend to do what I say I'm going to do. So I have several businesses, uh, few degrees, uh, you know, pretty go-getter, much a go-getter, and nice resume and stuff like that. But when it comes to this weight thing, that has challenged me my entire life. Pretty much since I was 8 or 9, you know, being told, oh, it's just baby fat. It'll go away. One of the main things that was a problem was that I was perceived by others to be fat because the number wasn't the number on the scale was not like other kids, but I was a big boned kid. My number was going to be higher. And the truth of the matter is, when I look back, I wasn't fat, but I thought I was fat. And so I behaved in accordance and in alignment with that belief system. And so over time, I did get fat. I often say now that I wish I was as fat as I thought I was the first time I said I was fat. The first time I said I was fat after 20 years old. Yeah, I also said it when I was a teenager and I was a cheerleader. They don't pick fat cheerleaders. But I called myself fat. I was 5'6" and 160 pounds. Muscles, I could do all kinds of athletic stuff, but I felt I was fat because my high school colleagues were like 120, 105 pounds, those little teeny weeny people, right? And I wasn't that. And I didn't know that it was okay. At the time, there was nobody saying to me, that's okay. So right now, when I bump into people, women that who have this syndrome, when I hear them say something damaging about their self-imaging, which I realize that they are now going to identify themselves with this erroneous thing that they're titled, that they're making up, I stop them and I tell them my story, and I encourage them to honor and respect and see the beauty in what they really are right this moment. So anyway, yeah, it's been a long journey. And I have had ups and downs with it. There definitely have been times when I've done really well with the whole weight thing. Over time, because of my effort and focus on it all these years, I've spent thousands of dollars on trainers. I've done pretty much every diet that there is, all the crazy, crash diets, done all of those. Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers, oh my God, Lindora. I mean, just all kinds of things. I've done everything. But the good part is that I've learned a lot. I've learned about food combining. I know about alkaline, and being alkaline versus acidic. I am very organic now. I cook a lot. And in fact, I cook really well. I cook delicious, healthy food. I know a lot about which oils to use and, all kinds of stuff. I've gained so much education that I won't even join a gym now. I do all my workouts from home. I own an elliptical machine. I got a workout bench. I got weights. I have tennis shoes, and I have inclines all around my house. I have Zumba. I got all kinds of stuff. There's so much at my fingertips, including the knowledge that I've gained over the years. So then how come I'm, nearly 300 pounds? What's up with that? despite it all. How could that be? Well, I'll tell you, between you and me, it's the middle of the night thing. And right now, instead of doing what I normally do in the middle of the night, I am making a video. That's kind of cool. One of the things I've learned in the last year is that I am a recovering emotional overeater. Being really careful with my words, I am not going to label myself as an emotional overeater. I am a recovering emotional overeater. Absolutely. And that was probably one of the biggest, most important things for me to learn about what I'm going through. That the food thing and putting it in and my relationship with food is triggered by emotions, all kinds of emotions though. I don't have to be stressed out. I could be happy for days on end and still overeat at some points and binge, you know. So now I'm focusing in terms of recovery on my emotions, my EGS, my emotional guidance system, I call it. And when I feel myself wanting to jump in the car and drive through the nearest drive-through, I ask myself, what am I thinking? And what am I feeling? Our thoughts translate to emotions. So first, what am I thinking? And then what am I feeling? And then I start working on it. Can I reframe all this? Can I fix this? Can I not get in the car right now? No, really. So far so good. Most of the time, just by being conscious, just staying focused, just being real with myself, And every day that I don't allow myself to just fall unconsciously into the habits that keep my body large. Let me put it like this. Every time I make a decision not to, mess up calorically and substance-wise with what I'm eating, to not have the French fries, to pass that and instead go have a salad, every time I do that, I know that I'm making a choice not to stay the same. And every time I decide to go have the French fries, substances that I'm putting in my body that are sweet, sugar, carbohydrates, every time I do that, I get that in that moment, I'm making the decision to stay exactly as I am for another day or two, especially depending on what I do in that day. So peak was 306. That happened about, it was like 2013, 306 pounds. And that was the largest number I'd ever seen on the scale. Since then, 3 years. The lowest I've gotten is to 281. And then I bounced back up to the 290s. At one point, I did get back to 301. Then I fought it back down again. And along the way, I have developed some great workout routines. It's just so weird, the healthy behaviors that I've developed while trying to pull this together. And I'm trying not to say bad words too, because I don't know who's watching. But I'm a truck driver sometimes. So I'm really, trying to pull this stuff together. So now, oh my gosh, I love walking. And I've got a Fitbit, bing, bing. My goal every day is 5,000 steps a day. Sometimes I do, 7, 8, 9. On a good day, I'm really like walking at 10,000 steps, depending on what's going on. So I'm doing all that. I'm competing with my friends who are my Fitbit friends, at Fitbit.com. You have your network of fellow Fitbitters, and I love it. I'm competitive. But so how come? How come right now, as I sit here, I'm 292.6 pounds? Last week, I got down to 281. And I was happy because prior to that, I had gotten back to 291, and that was a bummer because prior to that, I'd been down at 281, and the 281 thing, it's like, what the hell? It's like I'm so excited when I get there, so I'm like, oh yay, I'm about to get to the 270s. So it's been this ridiculous, ridiculous cycle constantly. I get a physical once a year. And my doctor, he keeps saying the same number to me every time I weigh in. So this time I've made a decision. I am going to continue. I don't believe that there are quick fixes to anything. So I will continue my efforts in consciousness and, the day-to-day, minute-by-minute process of releasing the issues behind the weight as well as the weight. And I've decided to have the gastric sleeve procedure. Yeah. So I feel like this video is long enough. I'm gonna upload it to my Dropbox and send it to YouTube so I can share this part with you, but I feel like I'm gonna make another video this evening, more explaining this part of the journey, this decision that I've made and why I've made the decision, and I'm not feeling like a cop-out. I mean, other friends have done this, they're gonna go do the lap band or whatever, and then I have often felt like, God, you are cheating. Well, now I'm cheating too. But the thing is, it will not take away the requirement that I deal emotionally, psychologically with what it is, that I have allowed to keep me pleasantly plump, and even not so pleasantly sometimes. So that's that. So this is my first real honest to goodness video journal of this experience. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, subscribe.